Following is a quick video on how to set up your shift blocks on the Perfect Hire scheduling platform. So to start off, when you have a new organization or a new location, the best place to start off is in templates, where you can set up your shift blocks, anchor assignments for your shifts, as well as any mentorship pairings you may want to set up for training or further employee development. So here you can see I pre-created 2 shift blocks for my Perfect Hire Cafe. I will click into this just to show you what it looks like when it's set up, and then run through setting up a first block for yourself. So each block obviously has a name, a start time, an end time, days of the week it's affected, and staffing by role. You can set, typically you would just set the same number for the minimum and the maximum of each role. However, you can set an offset if there is some variability in your operations. So you can go in, and if your shift blocks call for it, set a stagger for the start time of different employees. So you can say, for example, of these 3 cooks, I would like one to start at, let's say, 6 a.m. and then end at, let's just say, for 1 p.m. You then say have a second slot that starts at 7 and ends at 2, and then a third that starts at 8 and ends at 3. Now these can be set to anything within the overall shift block timing, and the assignments within these staggered blocks are set by your organizational admin. Typically it's random, but better slots can be assigned to more senior employees, or those that may need a little bit of catch up in the quality of their schedule. Don't worry about that though. That is currently set by your organizational admin. So if you want to create a new block, all you have to do is hit create block. We're just going to call this test block. You can say, let's maybe have that start at 11 p.m. It's going to be a graveyard shift, and have it end at, let's say, 11:59. Days of the week, obviously you can just click through and select which days you want it to affect, and then here set the staffing by role. You can also staff 0 of each role on a shift. You don't have to staff all of them. So that would be the case if you had like a trainer role or a supervisor that was technically in the system as a role, but not someone that gets regularly staffed on any shift or any specific shift. Same goes for anchor pairings. If I have a specific worker that I know I want on a shift, let's say, just for easiness sake, I want Aaliyah on my morning cashier, right? We can add an effective date and then add an end date if we want. It's totally optional. And then create anchor. And what that means is when we generate a schedule, Aaliyah will always be set up as the morning cashier on certain days of the week. These are easy to remove. You just click remove, much like everything else here. If you want to reset things, you can just click this remove button and start again, and it will only affect the template going forward, and will leave everything you've created previously, i.e. former schedules, all recorded properly. Same for mentorship pairings here. You can select mentors and mentees. Again, start and end date, and just click create that pairing. And then from then on forward, for any generated schedule, those 2 workers will be set up by themselves, paired together, rather. Creating a schedule is incredibly easy. All you have to do is create a new schedule. Just double check that it's for the correct pay period, and hit generate. We may see some issues here. Oh, no, it worked well. I just click generate, and then all of our assignments are set up. Now you can see on mine there are some sort of astringent names here that will not be shown on yours, i.e. you will just see morning blocks and afternoon blocks. You won't see a breakout of cooks or leads unless that is a setting you would like turned on. Now, in each block itself, you can just click in, and here you can see that certain cooks have been assigned to the slots that we had created. And then if they would be assigned to be an opener closer, this is where that would happen. For any worker we'd like to reassign, we can simply just click this button, a little eligible workers, and then show that the workers here sorted by the number of hours they're currently working, their preference for this block, and then the overall score, right? So we can say actually maybe Gina is a better pick for this because she's working less hours because compared to the number that she wanted for the week, and has a medium preference for this block. Let's just say we're going to put Gina in there. It didn't pop up there that it had been changed, but in the system, as you can see there, it is changed to Gina. Now, I'm not going to click publish, but when you are ready to send this, all you have to do is click publish, and it will send an email to all of your workers with their updated shifts assignments for the week. One other note for the shift block is you can add notes for the day. So you can add a note for everyone that gets assigned to that shift. And you can just say test note there. And then you can also add notes for each specific worker on that shift as well, in case you have specific things you'd like to tell them during the workday. You can see here, this shows us that we have a new note that's been added. One final thing, if you would like to access the manager dashboard from your phone, there's a handy dandy Today tab that it will automatically load into that just shows you the shift assignments for the day, as well as any pending swap requests that you may have in your notifications. Now, a note on that. Let's see if I can find the correct schedule to base this off of. Here's a good example. So as we work through and sort of as assignments get a little complicated, there'll be some employees on an overtime watch will show up here in your scheduling dashboard, and then any swaps that workers have initiated or claims for shift coverage will also show up here for your approval if your admin has set that up. And if it doesn't show up and you don't need it to, don't worry about it. But if you do want to be approving swaps, then that is something you should talk to your manager about.